so here's the deal. All right. So, my voice is shot. Yeah, I know. But I want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting me. And thank you guys for getting me here. If it was not for you and my God, I wouldn't even be on the ship right now. So I thought I'd take this time out to share a little bit of my testimony. I was born in Greenville, Mississippi. I got some folk from Mississippi. What? Fam, okay. And I reside in Macomb, Mississippi. All right, yeah. But I was raised in Louisiana. Yeah. And I was around 18 years old when I got married. I was married for 5 years. I was in a very, very abusive relationship. When I went to Charleston, South Carolina, I was raped. I was beaten. I was torn down emotionally, mentally, physically. And see, that's what happens when you get somebody who, instead of appreciating what you have to bring to the table, they're intimidated by it. But I didn't know that at the time, you know. And I was told by a lot of family, a lot of church folk, stay in there with that man. You make him holy. I was told all of that. And so I stayed. And I continued getting abused. And he was in the Air Force. And so I decided to break free. I decided to break free. Good for you, baby. And I moved to Palmdale, California. I auditioned for X Factor. I auditioned for Carnival Cruise. I got all kinds of offers. Let me show you how the devil works. So I got those offers and I was getting ready to go. And he comes back 10 months later. Hey, I'm just calling to check up on you. I'm like, how did you get my number? In the first place, you know, that was... And he said, God told me to come back and do right by you. And a lot of times, that's what people use to come back and cause all kind of hell in your life. And so I'm about giving second chances, and I'm in this marriage, you know. So I believe him, so I go back. And the abuse starts back. Oh, no. Now, I was told by doctors when I was younger, due to unfortunate events, that I couldn't have children. I couldn't bear kids. But what he meant, my ex-husband, what he meant for my bad, out of one of those sexual assaults came my daughter. And so I took that and I said, God, why would you give her to me? And you know I'm in this situation. And I kind of gotten a little bit comfortable because I figured as long as he was hurting me, he couldn't hurt anybody else. And I also had in my mind that I couldn't have children, so I would be the only one getting hurt. So when I had my daughter, something woke up. And I was like, I could make all kind of excuses about why you hit me, why you rape me, why you treat me the way you do. But I can't make an excuse about a borrowed angel coming from heaven and you doing the same to her. I left before it got to that point. Because I wasn't about to let anybody hurt that borrowed angel that God gave to me.
Borrowed angel.
So the last straw for me was when he tried to take my life and my daughter was laying beside me. She was laying beside me asleep and I was fading out. He tried to choke me to death. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh my God. If I die tonight, I'm leaving you with a monster. And so something in me woke up and said, you need to get out of here. And so I reported him and I called the police and they took him away.
Thank God.
And 2 months after that, American Idol showed up. So I drove from Mississippi to Providence, Rhode Island, 28-hour drive with my daughter and my mother. And the devil tried us even then. We ran out of gas. The car stopped working. I'm like, not today. So I go and I audition. And they say, you know we were coming to Mississippi. Why the heck you drive all the way out here? I say, because if you tell me no, I'm going to have to follow you to each city until you give me a yes. So I didn't even have to do that. The whole process was just so divine. And it was a yes after yes after yes after yes after yes. And that's the way God works. Sometimes he's waiting for you to get that mess out of your life in order to bless you and give you what you need to do. If I was in the limelight with that man, I don't think I would be in a good place. And so I get on Idol and I'm just singing. And I'm singing all the songs I grew up with. I'm singing Halo. I do Diamonds. I do Ready for Love by India.Arie. I love her. But I did Roar and I did Proud Mary. And after those performances, I got a lot of messages. And they were like, thank you for being so confident in yourself. And the truth was, I was broken when I came to Idol. I didn't feel attractive. I didn't feel like I was gonna make it that far. You know, you had a lot of young girls there, you know, half dressed, can dance, all the stuff that the music industry really likes, you know. I didn't have that. All I had was the gift that God gave me. And I didn't expect to share my testimony on Idol. But they pushed me, and they were like, America needs to know. And so I said, okay. So I started talking about it. And I think my fans knew me a little bit better than I knew myself because I was running. I was running when I came on the show. I was running from my situation. I hadn't faced it yet. I hadn't even came to terms with what had happened. Everything happened so fast. No More Drama was what my fans chose for me to sing. And that week, I tried to sing it. And Ricky Minor played the note. And the first note he played, the first chord he played, I broke down on stage. And so I wasn't able to rehearse that song at all. The first time I sang that song was on stage in front of the audience and on live television. And I was a little embarrassed to sing that song because I felt like I was being too vulnerable. But what God told me and showed me was that my vulnerability became other people's strengths. And so that night, I just left it out on stage. And I got a lot of emails from men, women, and children alike telling me, you know, because of you and because you made it out, I think I'm going to try to take my kids and leave this year. I think I'm going to try and get out of my situation. I think I'm going to try and help this girlfriend I know who's going through the same thing. I got men saying, I used to be that guy. And I'm sorry you went through what you went through. And you made me go back and find the woman that I hurt and apologize. So then I realized that it was more than just about singing. It was more than about hitting all them runs and pretty notes. It was about the inspiration and the aspiration factor. And so after No More Drama, it became not about the competition anymore. I didn't care about the competition. I cared about how many souls and hearts and minds I could touch. And so I went on and I became runner-up of American Idol. And a lot of people were upset that I didn't win. But I did. I did. And so right after American Idol, actually a week before the final of American Idol. I didn't know this, but when they announced the winner of American Idol, Trent Harmon, I got pulled off stage and they say, you know, you've been signed to Motown for about a week now. We just didn't want to tell you. So of course I was thankful, I was grateful. I was like, wow, my journey doesn't end here. And so Motown took me under their wing. And they let me have creative control over what kind of artist I wanted to be. And what kind of artist I wanted to be was the one that spoke and sang messages through the song. I didn't just want to sing about sex or drinking or how much I smoke or get high, you know. I wanted to touch lives. And Motown has allowed me to do that. Right after American Idol, my big sister Fantasia decided to reach back and take me on tour with her. So I go on this tour, and I did not know that Charleston, South Carolina was a place we were stopping in. Charleston, South Carolina was where all the abuse happened, all the abuse began. Charleston Joint Base was where we were located. And so I'm looking around, I'm like, this looks real familiar. And when I left that situation, I promised myself I would never come back to Charleston. God said, no, you have to come back. Because now you're showing people that you're coming back better than you left. You're coming back in a new light, a new person, a new woman, under new circumstances. And so that show was one of the hardest shows I ever had to do. And I fell to my knees on stage. And I cried, and I barely made it through any of the songs. But the people of Charleston were so supportive. And I'm a perfectionist. I'm always about, you know, I gotta hit this note right. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But what they showed me was that it's not all about the singing. I had to keep being reminded of that. It's not about the singing. And so I left Charleston a brand new woman. And I left so proud of what I had accomplished and what I had helped the people to do. And the best thing about this whole thing is me getting to meet the people that I inspired. And me getting to meet the people that inspired me that they didn't even know they were doing that, you know? So after all of that, here I am on the Tom Joyner cruise.
Yeah, baby.
And let me tell you about the first time I met Tom. I cried my eyes out like he was Michael Jackson. Because my family, you know, we grew up listening to Tom. Oh, that in the show, yeah, and then hello, all of that. We grew up listening to that. And so when I met Tom, I was like, wow, I made it. You know, I made it out. And so now I use my platform to not only encourage anybody who's ever gone through any of that to get out, but encourage them to know that there's greener grass on the other side. A lot of times your abuser will try and make you feel like there's not. Make you feel like, you know, no one else is going to love you, no one else is going to want you. You're not going to make it. And so Already is my new album. It dropped March 31st. And me and my daughter is on the cover. And I thought that was very important because I embrace all of my insecurities. I embrace the fact that I'm a full-figure woman. I embrace the fact that my hair is natural. I embrace the fact that I'm a black woman in a white America. I embrace the fact that I'm a godly woman. I embrace all of that. And so I want to leave you with this tonight. No matter what your circumstance, no matter what your situation, no matter what you've ever gone through, your value does not depreciate. It increases. Okay? You can take a $20 bill, you can roll it up, you can break it, you can rip it, you can tape it back together, it's still a $20 bill. So I thank you guys so much for coming out to support me, and thank you guys for sitting and listening. And I hope that even though I couldn't sing, you walked away with something. I love you guys and thank you.